What if the most exhausting thing about AI is not that it can do your work? What if it is that AI makes every piece of work feel just small enough to do right now? It is 10:47 at night. Your laptop is closed. Dinner is over. Your phone is face down on the table because, for once, you are trying to be done. Then, one unfinished thought appears. Not a crisis. Not a deadline. Just a paragraph for tomorrow's meeting. A short summary. A message you forgot to send. The kind of task that used to feel annoying enough to leave until morning. But now, there is AI, and suddenly it does not feel like work. It feels like one quick prompt. So you open the laptop again, just for 5 minutes. You paste in the notes. The answer appears almost instantly. Then you ask for a sharper version. Then a shorter version. Then 3 options. You copy one, fix the tone, check a claim, rewrite the subject line. The 5-minute task becomes 40 minutes. And the strange part is that AI still saved you time. Because it did. It made the task faster. It made the blank page less empty. It made you more capable than you were 10 minutes ago. But when you close the laptop again, you do not feel lighter. You feel more awake, more wired, more aware of everything else you could still do. This is the part of AI that is harder to see. The tool can make work faster without making life easier. Not because the technology failed, but because when a tool expands what is possible, human expectations expand with it. The promise sounded simple. AI would summarize meetings, draft emails, clean up notes, build slides, write code, generate ideas, and leave humans with more time. In 2024, Microsoft and LinkedIn surveyed 31,000 people across 31 countries. Their Work Trend Index found that 75% of knowledge workers were already using AI at work. Most users said it helped them save time, focus on important work, be more creative, and enjoy work more. That sounds like the dream. But the same report showed why people were reaching for AI in the first place. Many workers were already struggling with the pace and volume of work. Burnout was not a strange exception. It was part of the background. So AI became less like a luxury and more like a private survival tool, something people used before companies had decided what healthy use was supposed to look like. That is where the trap begins. When you are exhausted and a tool helps you move faster, the first thing it gives you is relief. The second thing it gives you is capacity. And capacity rarely stays empty for long. If AI helps you answer 10 emails in the time it used to take to answer 4, the obvious conclusion is that you save time. But the social conclusion may become different. 10 replies starts to look normal. Then expected. The old limit used to be friction. Writing took time. Summarizing took time. Making a first draft took enough effort that some tasks simply waited. The drag in the system created a boundary. AI removes some of that drag. But it does not automatically replace it with rest. At UC Berkeley Haas, Xing-Chi Maggie Ye and Aruna Ranganathan studied how generative AI changed daily work inside a technology company over 8 months. Their finding was not that people became lazy or obsolete. It was almost the opposite. People began doing more. Work moved faster. The scope of what counted as someone's job widened. Tasks that used to belong to another team, or might not have been attempted at all, suddenly became possible. At first, this feels empowering. You are not stuck. You can move. But when people become more capable, the question changes from, "Can I do this?" to, "Why wouldn't I?" Why wouldn't I clean up the deck tonight if AI can help? Why wouldn't I generate a few more options before the meeting? Nobody has to force it. The pressure arrives disguised as possibility. The Berkeley researchers described several forms of work intensification. People took on broader tasks. Work slipped into moments that used to be pauses. Workers kept multiple threads alive at once, with AI running in the background while they reviewed, drafted, edited, or sat in meetings. This is not just more work. It is denser work. A meeting becomes a transcript. The transcript becomes a summary. The summary becomes action items. Each step is faster than before, but there are more steps. AI does not just accelerate the conveyor belt. It adds more belts. And your brain stands in the middle, trying to watch all of them. That is why AI can feel tiring even when it is useful. You are not only doing the work, you are directing it. You judge whether the output sounds like you, whether it invented something, whether you should ask again. The machine generates. You supervise. And supervision is work. BCG ran an experiment with more than 750 consultants using GPT-4 on realistic professional tasks. For creative tasks inside the tool's strength, many participants improved. But when the task moved outside the tool's competence, performance could get worse. People sometimes accepted misleading AI outputs even when warned to be careful. This is the jagged edge of AI. It can be brilliant in one moment and unreliable in the next. So the human becomes a constant border guard. Is this a good answer or just a smooth answer? Is this insight or pattern matching? Is this saving time or pushing the real thinking into cleanup later? That hidden judgment burns energy. Then comes the part that follows you out of work. AI makes work portable in a new way. Not just because you can open a laptop anywhere, but because the starting cost of a task has collapsed. A difficult task used to require a block of time, a desk, a reason to begin. Now it can begin with one prompt. That sounds convenient until every quiet moment becomes a possible work moment. Lunch can hold one quick rewrite. The elevator can hold one quick reply. The couch can hold one quick outline. Work used to leak through devices. Now it leaks through possibility. And possibility is harder to turn off than a notification. This exhaustion is different from simple tiredness. McKinsey describes burnout as depletion, cynicism, emotional distance, and reduced effectiveness that can grow when demands exceed resources over time. AI can be a resource. But if it raises demands at the same time, the equation may simply move faster. You get more done and still feel behind. You become more efficient and still feel inadequate. You have a tool that can help with almost anything, which makes doing nothing harder to justify. That is the most human part of the machine. We are not only driven by orders, we are driven by comparison, fear, curiosity, ambition, guilt, and the private shame of knowing we could do one more thing. AI presses on all of those buttons. It tells managers the team might move faster. It tells workers the impossible task might be possible. It tells tired people that rest is not the only answer. That is the real danger. Not that AI becomes your boss. That you start managing yourself like one. The solution is not to reject the tool. AI is useful. The problem begins when speed becomes the only measurement, and every saved minute is quietly repossessed by the system that saved it. The healthier question is not, how much faster can this make us? It is, what will we protect with the time it saves? If the answer is not explicit, the time will disappear. It will become another draft, another revision, another task that used to be unreasonable and now seems possible. AI needs boundaries the same way factories needed weekends, email needed norms, and smartphones needed a do not disturb button. Not because the technology is evil, but because human systems rarely stop expanding on their own. If AI makes you twice as fast, that does not mean your life should become twice as full. The future of work will not be decided only by what AI can do. It will be decided by what humans are still allowed not to do. The laptop is closed again. The room is quiet. The task is done. And somewhere in the back of your mind, the tool is still there, ready to turn the next thought into another obligation. That is why AI can make work faster and life more exhausting. Not because it takes your job, because it makes every unfinished thought feel like a job waiting to happen.